Great awakening, light lords, and grand rising to those who have not yet awoken to the simple fact that everything we use within our language has an effect on our subconscious minds. And our subconscious mind is what determines how we experience and perceive reality and how we respond to it. See, word, the word of God. We know what the Son of God is, but what's the word of God? The word of God, no matter what language you speak, the word of God is using the correct language for growth and betterment of the all that is. See, we're not taught words like, I love myself, CELLF, to remind us to be an indicator in our language that'll remind us that we are cells within the body of God, and that we are cells within cells, fractally. We're not taught words like fractal. We're not taught words like simulation, what they actually, like how they actually deal with reality. We're not taught words like reciprocating systems. You see what I'm saying? Like the words we use in our daily language, words that we use in our daily life, determines the type of situations you will get in, the type of people that you will meet, the type of environments that you wish to get to. That determines everything. See, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God, and there was nothing made that was not made but by it, by the Word. Words cause vibrations. That's why you can feel the vibrations when someone's talking. You can feel the vibe. That's why when somebody's talking a certain way about anything, you can feel their vibe, because you're picking up your reflections of each other, and you're picking up each other's vibe, depending on the type of words that you're saying, in the energy, how much energy is behind that word, and the quality of their energy. That's a vibration. The vibration is the accumulation of the energy and the quality of their energy within the words and the syllables of the words. The frequency is the types of syllables that you're using, and how often and what type of pattern you're putting them in. Just like when it comes to your thoughts, how you're patterning your thoughts. The way your thoughts are patterned determines your receptivity, how you receive, how you perceive and respond to reality. Because all your thoughts collected will create an effect, and that effect is making you have feelings and actions, and those feelings and actions will expand throughout reality from your perception, from your conscious awareness. What we must become more aware of is words like person, okay? Person, okay? We say person all day, but we're not actually taught what that word means. We're not actually taught the definition, the true definition of words in correlation with the growth and betterment of existence. And that's the natural flow. The natural flow of life is to live life and to constantly better life. To constantly better life and expand it. And just think of different ways of tweaking, our programs, tweaking, things in nature, beautifying nature, edifying nature, having righteous dominion over our reality. That's the whole point of this, having righteous dominion over our reality. Not taking that power, not abusing that authority and going into rainforests and taking down whole rainforests and pulling animals for livestock and all of that crap and constantly, genetically modifying our food, genetically modifying the energies around us, the natural flowing energies around us to move in different ways that are not benefiting the body that we're in, that are not benefiting us as a civilization, that is not benefiting us as cells. So we got to come back to this. You're a person. If you know that everything comes from the sun, that's simple math. That's simple mathematics. That's simple mathematics. Simple mathematics is that all energy on this plane of existence gets its energy from the sun. So everything is literally a piece of the sun. A piece of the sun is hitting everything, and it's getting absorbed into it so that it can grow. And since that energy is getting absorbed into it, it's actually, that energy is the same energy that's within the things that's getting absorbed. It's just in changing form. It's the same energy. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. It only transforms from one form to another. So that means it's the same exact energy. It's the same exact energy. The sunlight, the photon energy, it's the same exact energy within you. It's the same exact energy within the animals. The same exact energy within plants' life. It's the same exact energy all throughout the natural realm, all throughout natural reality. So we got to think about this. If you are person, you are person, P-E-R-S-U-N. You are person because you are a piece of the sun. You're also a cell within the body because, you know, you're made of cells. Everything biological is made of cells, or made out of some type of chemical compound that could facilitate life. And we also have that, and we're also those minerals that make up our body, that make up the body that we're in as well, and make up the body that body is in. And forever, energy cannot be created or destroyed, only transformed from one form to another. So the word was always with God and always was God. And nothing that we can see, not created by it. Was nothing that we can see was not created by it. Everything we see had to be created by that word. And energy cannot be created or destroyed. Then that means the word has always existed. These words that we're using, the ways that we use our energies, the ways that we put words together, and the certain words that we use specifically hint to our subconscious mind to be in a specific possibility of all of the infinite possibilities that we can exist in. All of the infinite possibilities that always exist all the time in superposition throughout the waves of the waters of noon. Throughout the waves of the waters of noon. You can connect to that simply by how you speak, simply by how you perceive words, simply by how you project your words. See, because when you have feelings, you're being filled with something. But see, if you knew that, if you have feelings, you're being filled with something instead of. You see a cup. You see what I'm saying? Any type of container is actually useless if it has something in it already. If it always has something in it, then you can't put anything in there. See what I'm saying? You can't put something different in there if you keep the same. If you keep the same liquid within a glass, or any type of container or bowl or anything. If you have the same substance that's within the thing, you keep it in there. It's not going to be any room for you to put anything else in there. So your body is like a vessel. Your body is a tool that you use for your energy to stream through. And when your energy, why the energy of the mind of all that is that you truly are, the source of everything, the laws that hold this reality of existence, what you truly are, streaming through you, streaming through your body, your astrological program, your perception, your filter, your sifter, your filter. You see, it's streaming through that. And when you got emotion, energies in motion. See, we're not taught what these words actually mean. When you have the emotion trying to come through you, an energy in motion trying to come through you, and it gets stuck, something is blocking that energy from fully going through, that's when you hold feelings. Because you're being filled with something. Instead of letting it flow, instead of just letting it constantly flow through. So that other things can come through, and you can perceive those things in the right way, objectively. Because we actually know objectively what these words represent, what they mean, how we should speak them to each other, and why. We say, I love my self-reflection. We say, I love my self-reflection. I love my self-reflection. I love my self-reflection. I love myself. You say, I love my self-reflection. Why do we say reflection? Because if you look at what everything is made of, okay, everything is made of Everything on this plane, everything on this plane of existence is made out of wood. We got a lot of hydrogen around here. We got some oxygen around here. You know what I'm saying? It's basically those are representatives of something cosmic. You see what I mean? Those are representatives of something cosmic. See, we got water. We got all these different chemical compounds, and we got all these states of substances. You know, states of matter. See what I mean? But each one of those states of matter, liquid, solid, gas, plasma, all that, each one of those states of matter actually represent a cosmic cycle, actually represent a cosmic operation. Okay? So this is happening on all levels. Things constantly changing on all levels. And when you go down to the subatomic particles and you see that they become like water. What? They become waves. The particles that we think are solid, all particles that we think are solid are actually just waves. And the particles themselves are actually an operation of how that wave is coming into form. So that means that all of the processes of life that we're seeing is just a reflection off the water. It's just like us looking at a puddle, of water, or looking in a mirror. Everything is actually the same thing. It's just becoming in a different way. Everything is actually at the source of everything. Everything is actually one thing becoming in a different way. At the source of everything is actually your mind projecting thought, and that thought is becoming. And those thoughts, your mind is becoming all those many thoughts. And those many thoughts are becoming many feelings and actions, just spreading out and bouncing off one another, and connecting with one another in different ways. That's all your thoughts are doing. So the way we speak to one another, and the certain things we put in our language, in our daily life. I say grand rising, great awakening. I say Godspeed. Because truly time is a concept. Truly how time works is what you conceive is what you will perceive. What you conceive in your consciousness, in your conscious and subconscious mind simultaneously is what you will perceive. What you will get a piece. You will start getting pieces of what you can see in your conscious and subconscious mind come over and over and over again through the way you think, through the thoughts that you think and the quality of them. How much energy and what type of energy are you putting in your space? That's the power of God. God makes its everything out of itself. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God, and everything was made by God. So, and the Word is God. So it's like, that's plain and simple. It's telling you we make our own realities based off how we choose to look at it. We make our own realities based off what we use in that reality to actually make it. Whatever we see. That's what we need to be thinking about. Think deeply about what I'm saying. That's why I delved into etymology. Etymology is the science of how words work, the science of linguistics, the science to break down to get to the roots of words, to see where they come from. And when you bond this with quantum mechanics, quantum physics, you bond this with how quantum reality works, how actually reality works, how time works with four-dimensional space-time curvature. You bond this science of etymology with four-dimensional space-time curvature and quantum mechanics. Then you will see that we need to be masters over words. We need to be masters, no matter what language we speak, we need to be a master over our words and how we speak them and why. And to teach why certain words mean certain things for the growth and betterment of the all, so we can constantly speak these words to each other and constantly put these subconscious programs, because the words that you speak to yourself inside, and when you talk to yourself and when you're talking to a reflection of yourself, the words that you speak indicate Specific words indicate to your subconscious mind to be a certain way, and to manifest and to bring to your awareness a reality that correlates with those signal words. Like, okay, your subconscious mind works off visuals. It works off coded information. It's a machine. Your mind is a machine. Your mind is literally a machine, and it's constantly working off the data that it's given, off the little sounds in the background, off the little sounds in the background, off the things that you don't completely focus on. When you're completely focusing, there's little things around, like in the blurry section of your eyes where you're not focused. Those things are affecting your subconscious mind. The little things, the little tweaks, the little things that you are not aware of, that you just happen to miss sometimes. You see what I'm saying? Like putting different symbols around you, like knowing what a symbol means, and then putting it around you while you're just on there doing your daily thing. Whether you focus on it or not, that symbol is actually vibrating out energy. Everything is energy. That symbol is actually vibrating out a specific type of energy, and when it hits your mind, whether you perceive it or not, your subconscious it's in your subconscious. So when it's in your subconscious is only going to give the data that it's given. So that symbol, the subconscious is going to take that symbol and then project it into your life more and more and more. So it's like specific words that make images within your mind. Specific words that can make images within your mind. Those are type of the way you speak. Like I say, for instance, the way you speak is how you will visualize. Is how you will automatically visualize and stay in a meditative state. The way you speak to yourself. JAH MASHIAC. See, when you speak in third person, about yourself, or the person that you think you are, you see, it says, as a man thinketh, so is he. As a man thinketh, so is he. So that means that means regardless. That means no matter what you thinking, you experiencing the reality that you thinking. Like you literally experiencing the reality that you're thinking, whether you know it or not. It's just you're thinking it. Man means mind. That's what. See, we're not taught these words. However a man thinketh, so is he. And the word he is not the man. The word he does not directly mean male. The word he means it. So it's basically saying the mind, that whatever the mind thinks it exists. It exists within and experiences. Whatever the mind, our mind, the mind, your mind, man means mind, and he means it. So it is the mind, and it's the masculine and feminine balance. It's the all that is. It's you. It's the true you. So when you think, when you who you think you are thinks, when who you think you are says, whoever you think you are is doing this, and you're going to visualize yourself, who you think you are doing it. And that's how the subconscious mind works. You're going to visualize who you think you are doing it. Who you think you are is getting better and better at some type of skill every day, or who you think you are is embracing gratitude every single day, more and more every day. You see what I'm talking about? You see what I'm talking about? You got to speak in the third person. You got to use your visualization and meditation on a consistent basis, and that's what's going to keep your vibration, keep your frequency in line with the vibe you want to go in. It's going to keep your frequency in line with the vibe you want to go in. So it's all about knowing the specific words we're using, why we're using them, and how do they connect with growth and betterment. How do they connect with nature? How do they connect with this reality around us that we see every day? You see what I'm saying? You got to ask some questions, man. Because a question will take you on a quest. Take your ions on a quest. The quest ion. The quest I'm on. The quest ion. You see what I'm saying? You got to break down these words. The quest ion is that's when you're asking questions. Like, When you ask, you shall receive. These are the laws. See, this stuff is hidden, man. They hide this stuff in these spiritual books. You know what I'm saying? That they use to, control people. But it's always about, if the truth is in you, then you're going to get the truth out of anything. If the truth is within you, you're going to take the truth out of anything. Even if it's filled with lies, you're gonna know how to get the truth. You're gonna get the truth regardless. So when you read this stuff, man, you can't take any religion and think that that's the whole truth. You can't take any religion if it's not based in. We don't have most of the religions today are based in what I talk about all the time. Most of the religions today are based in just connecting with nature and doing it. But when you're in specific areas of the body, you only get a certain amount of sunlight, and certain types of genetic codes are switched on. So that means when you get this information, it will get distorted. It'll get distorted from people thousands and thousands of years of passing this information down and perceiving it in so many different ways. So it'll get distorted, and then you got words put together in ways that don't promote living in harmony with the growth and betterment of nature, living in harmony with the growth and betterment aspect of the all. You know what I'm saying? Like, so now we got all these stories filled with dogma and false history. They're myths. A lot of them are myths. They just talking about stuff from their perspective, from people that didn't conquer lands, and then this other person didn't conquer this person, so they replaced all their information with taking their same people and making them different. You know what I'm saying? Like taking their same guides and aspects of looking at life and making them different and putting it back on them so they can try to relate to them, so they can still keep them in a slave mentality. That's basically what we're doing now. People are worshiping idols, and they are just lower self versions of what they could actually be. They're lower self versions of idols that we took when the original beings on this plane of existence, the people that's connected into the indigenous, all of the people, when this world was one in mind, when we were one in mind before we made this earth. Like, the idols that we made were ourselves. And it also says, man, in the Holy Bible, in the Bible, it also says, man, that we're supposed to sing to each other. We're supposed to praise each other. We're supposed to praise each other in song, words, vibrations. We're supposed to be singing to each other. We're supposed to be singing to my reflection. We're supposed to be singing to each other. We're supposed to be singing to each other's reflections. Singing to my reflection, cause I know I'm a person within myself. You know what I'm saying? Like knowing what each word is for and putting it together in a certain way to where it positively uplifts. And then, your subconscious mind, stuff like that, stuff very creative things, abstract things like singing, expressive, entertainment, dance, that's very powerful. That's why mainstream artists and stuff like that, they get paid so much to do what they do, because they're taking part in manipulating the minds of masses of people. They're taking part in manipulating the masses of people. This information is deeper than wizardry. This information is deeper than religion. This information is deeper than whether it's God against Satan and all that. It's not no God against Satan, man. Everything is God. It's deeper than that, but it's also more simple than that. It's also simple, so simple. And it's funny that the word simple, the word sim is in simulation. It's a simulation. Like, bro, this is a simulation, bro. This is a simple simulation. Simulation. A simulation is an operational process representing its own. It's a process representing its own operation over time. Basically, the code that makes it basically starts creating its own. It takes from that code and represents it. So basically, this is what it is. This is code. All of this is just code, man. It's infinite codes. And so what we really need to be worried about and focused on is, why do we speak certain words, and what do they mean to us and what are the objective meanings, and what are the objective meanings when it comes to and correlates with and connects to nature and growing in tune with the planet, growing in tune with the body that we're in, growing in tune with a level of consciousness that's been here way before we can conceptualize we can conceive through our astrological energy, way before we portaled into this realm, way before our consciousness portaled here to experience this reality for observation and study. Oh yeah, that's also a part of the definition of simulation. It represents its own operation over time and is used for study and observation. Yeah, this is what this is, man. This is a fractal simulation of reciprocity, man. We're reciprocating energies with one another. We're reciprocating energy with everything around us, so we need to pay more attention to what's coming through us. Some people are not even conscious of the thoughts that they're thinking before they say them. Just living every day, constantly expressing thoughts that they don't really focus on. They don't really focus on how am I thinking? They don't ask certain questions. I mean, they can't get on that quest. They can't take their eye on that quest. They can't take their eye on that quest if they don't ask the questions. These certain questions must be asked. But see, some people, astrological energy is set up, and their subconscious mind is set up to a point where you ask them those questions and they automatically have cognitive dissonance. They automatically want to fight against the information because it does not agree with the knowledge that's already within them. It doesn't agree with the programs that it doesn't agree with the way that they have been programmed, that they have programmed themselves. So, So, we just got to keep pushing. You know, the dis-ease and the illness within the body. See, when you're ill, your body automatically knows what to do to fight the illness. It takes in the illness and then it combats it. So it's already happening. Everything. This is a representation within the simulation of the body healing itself. What I'm doing right now, and what people all over that are in tune with this level of consciousness, this deep but simple consciousness, level of consciousness and awareness, connecting with the most high consciousness, connecting with the highest frequency that you can think on in this plane, on this plane of existence, on this earth plane. This is the highest frequency you can think on, and it's the base frequency. This is the highest frequency you can think on, and it's the base frequency. It's the base frequency shot into a focused form for us to see the detail of the possibilities that we hold within us, that we hold within our mind, within the mind. So this is the highest dimension. This is the highest frequency that you can think of, that you can be on, is living in tune with the flow of the waves of transforming into greater and greater and better possibilities for purposes, for eons, for purposes without ending, purposes for growth and betterment without ending. Now, I don't know about you, but that sounds like a great heaven. That sounds like an awesome heaven to live in. Consciously growing through multitudes of possibilities and growing, like just growing for the betterment, just always growing. It's always growing and getting better. And experiencing the different possibilities of all the better that you can do. Forever and ever. Amun. Amen. Amen Ra. You see, they hide these things in these texts. Salah. Amen. Salam. All these words come from our taking down our scientific study of the mind that we're in, of our own minds, our scientific study of our own minds, and breaking down the details of how it holds itself together so that we can connect with it and flow with it naturally. So we connect with it and get in tune with the animal state. Get in tune, bring the mind and the manifestation of the mind in unison, in conscious unison. Bring the man bringing the man in the animal state, in the animal state, the natural state of existence, together in one. That is why we took the sun in different parts of nature, you know, and we took the sun and the sky and the earth and different planets and different chemical compounds and almost everything that we found, and scientifically took it and made it connect with us. We made it into a deity. We humanized it and personified it so that we can better relate to it and use it on a daily basis. We programmed our subconscious. This is what we did. This is how genius we are. This is how the genes in us are. That's what the genes in us truly are. But see, now we're living in different realms where we have to go through a certain test, a certain task, a certain course to unlock this information, so that we can be deemed worthy from our cosmos, from the game of the mind of the all that is, from God. We can be deemed worthy to be a cell within the body, working to keep the immune system at its highest peak, to keep the body at perfect health. And know this: these symbols and deities that we made, these symbols and deities that we became conscious of, and possibilities of them representing themselves within our subconscious minds, to program our subconscious minds to do what it needs to be, to do what needs to be done when it connects to nature, the mother nature, the metu nature, the word of wisdom, the word of God. That's where they get the word of God from. That's where they get the mother nature from, metu nature. You go study the metu nature, M-E-T-U, N-E-T-R, N-E-T-E-R, M-E-T-U-N-E-T-E-R. The metu nature. Neter means nature. The neteru were the gods. And see, we didn't. People think that it's some guy, man, in the sky, bro. These are representations. People think that there's people like living in the sky, like on a multidimensional level. Yes, but what you need to focus on is connecting to the base of where all of this information comes from. Connecting to the base of where all this information comes from. And those are the laws that hold this reality in existence. Seeing how you can use those laws, seeing those laws on a daily place happen, and seeing how you can use those laws to manipulate your own mind. So how you can use those laws in your daily life for the growth and betterment of yourself. How you can use those laws for the growth and betterment of yourself, for the growth and betterment of everything else, because everything else is yourself. Through different vibratory states, frequencies of thought, frequencies of energy, moving about specific ways, becoming just like how you're becoming, but in a different way. The same energy that stems from your mind, stems for how you speak, what certain words you speak, and how you speak them. I am JAH MASHIAC, and I am here to live out and teach higher wisdom as an example for the collective consciousness. JAH MASHIAC is here to live out and teach higher wisdom as an example for the collective consciousness. JAH MASHIAC gets greater and greater every day with everything he does. JAH MASHIAC gets more and more in tune with his higher self, gets more and more in tune with the thought frequency of Christ consciousness, of knowing that I am everything and everything is me. I am the all. And the details, my projection of the possibilities of all the details of how I am, is actually what I am, is what I think I am within my own self. JAH MASHIAC uses his words wisely in specific ways to say certain things for the growth and betterment of all of the possibilities of the mind that can exist. JAH MASHIAC connects etymology with quantum physics, quantum mechanics, and four-dimensional space-time curvature for the collective consciousness to see That how we speak to one another, how we converse, how we communicate, how we use our cellular signaling to one another is what determines the outcome or the effect of our situation. JAH MASHIAC is the cause of all. JAH MASHIAC is the cause and the effect. JAH MASHIAC has no ending because in his energy cannot be created or destroyed. This is how you should talk to yourself. This is how you should write down things about yourself. This is what helps you manipulate your reality more consciously. I love myself, family. Share and subscribe. Peace to the gods walking the earth. I love myself.